Good morning, everybody. Rubik's Master here with an after-action report of the event. But first, before we dig into that, let me say a big thank you to my 51 subscribers, top 50 subscribers this last weekend. And, excuse me, that is amazing. I love it. Never thought I'd reach that much. I just started making videos of this for fun and to see if a couple people could learn some things from me making stupid mistakes, because I'm not the best at this, but I enjoy it. Anyway, as I said before, once I hit 50 subscribers, I was going to start investing a little more. I'm looking at getting a microphone. I have my eye on one, but I was wondering if anyone that watches this knows of any kind of lapel clip. I don't know if that's the word for it. You know, the kind of microphones you clip on your shirt or collar. If y'all have any you would want to recommend that you've used and have really good quality, and maybe don't pick up too much background noise, you know, just generally good microphone. If you could recommend those in the comment section below, that'd be great. Alright, so moving on to the after action report, we're going to do this in regular military style. I should have written all these down, but I haven't, so I'm just going to try and come up with 3 awesome things about the event I liked, and 3 things that I either hated or could just use some improvement. You can let me know your own list of 3 or 3, or if there was something you loved or hated, just let me know in the comment section below. I will probably also be submitting this in a text format, not the whole thing of course, but my thoughts on the Rogue Assault forum. Anyway, let's jump right into it. So the 3 things I loved about it. Number 1 is probably the reward. Man, excuse me. In the events we played in the old War Commander that I'm familiar with, this would have been prior to 2013 was the last time I really played it. All rewards were based around earning points or some other form of reward to exchange for new vehicles or units that you could then build in the appropriate shop and use. This event gave us something with almost monetary value. Obviously you can't turn around and sell what you got in the loot crates, but for you to get those same items would either cost you just countless days upon days of grinding, or I did a little calculation here. So the crate we got from the reward of beating the El Kusoi, however you want to pronounce that, base, was a version of a container that you see here that I can't really click on. Anyway, the container, the level 5 container that has 279 items inside. Wait, it says level 5. Maybe since I upgraded to level 28 it's different. Anyway, when I was looking at it for the event, this crate and the crate you get from defeating the event base have the exact same number of items. Now, I would imagine this case has fewer common items, but it has the same amount of cards nonetheless. To buy one of these crates at the least expensive price, which you would have to spend $100 for 14,000, divide that by 3, because you'd only be 4, 3. I'm being dumb. Anyway, I did all the math, even pulled out a calculator, so I'm pretty sure it's right, and it boils down to each of these crates is worth $28.73. So for each crate you got from this reward, War Commander basically gave you $28.73 worth of free stuff, and I got 4 of these crates. I am ridiculously happy. That's amazing that they gave us this awesome reward. I have so many critical cards. There's certain kinds of strongholds I'm just basically never going to have to farm again. I have more critical cards for rhinos than I'm probably ever going to use. It's a little bit ridiculous. Have common cards out the wazoo, not really going to have to farm outposts anymore. Anyway, the reward was amazing. I really liked it. The second thing, man, I'm drawing a total blank here. Second thing I like, the way it made you work together with your alliance. I was part of an alliance before this that wasn't really active. There were some members here and there. We didn't really communicate much, and for the most part, except for the top tier alliances, I see a lot of alliances that don't work together, they don't take full advantage of the alliance system. And even myself, I didn't realize the full extent of how alliances could work together until this event. It really highlighted the difference that this game has in alliances than other games like Clash of Clans. You can be in a clan, and what do you get from it? You get, like, donated troops. That's it. Here, you can build walls together. The event was entirely based around an alliance. You could either grind really quickly and do the event quickly with your alliance, or spend hours upon hours grinding by yourself. Anyway, so for that is, I love the way it highlighted the alliance and got people used to that idea. Third thing. It kind of made me go out of my shell a little bit in fighting more outposts. Before, I hadn't really fought outposts. And directly unrelated to this to the old event. The old event, the Alliance War, just pitted people versus people in the exact same way we'd been doing it before, and it just made people try and do it more. And that was really boring. This one made us step out of our shell. Especially in attacking the actual event base itself. Because let's face it, most people use almost exclusively for PvP S13 platoons. They may throw a couple tanks in there. There's not a whole lot of variation. Maybe they'll throw in some helicopters if you've gotten enough critical cards to get tons of helicopters. Not a whole lot of variation. But if you didn't have good infantry, at least at my level, you probably didn't take on you probably weren't able to successfully take on this base, or you had a little bit of trouble with it, because light vehicles don't do much damage to that Hind. The Hind has, if it is a normal level 1 Hind, it has 25,000 health. That's a lot. Infantry mow through that no problem. S13s, not so much. Can't do much against it. So it made us have to kind of, like, my platoon, the platoon I ran through that thing standardly was one Rhino, 8 S13s, and 5 machine gunners. Very different platoon comp. Also ran a couple multiple attacks working with different platoons. This is the first time where I've really had to use both my platoons and have both of them at the ready. And it's also gotten me used to that idea. Really gotten me out of my rut. So those are my 3 things that I really like about it. I liked the prize. I liked... Holy crap, I forget what I talk about instantly. Man. That's what I get for trying to make this video at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's ridiculous. Anyway, those are the 3 things I like. 3 things I didn't like, I'm actually going to have to search for these pretty much. There's one off the top of my head, but the other 2 I might have to just pull out of my butt. Anyway, the thing I didn't like most was how long it took to get tokens. So if you attacked Command Center level 4 outposts, and you got a silver crate, you got 11 tokens. If you got a golden crate, you got 94. If you were attacking Command Center level 5 outposts, that was increased to 14 and 100 and... I can't remember if it was like 24 or a little bit less than that. Anyway, it was significantly more than the 94 one. But the rate at which you got gold crates was just ridiculously low. I think Kixeye would have done better to either increase the silver crate payout to the high 20s, maybe 30s, increase the gold payout a tiny little bit, and or added the option to buy like 2,000 tokens for $5. If they would have offered 2,000 tokens for $5, holy cow, people would have been all over that. I kind of understand why they did it the way they did, because let's face it, it's a free-to-play game, so everything they do, while it is to make the customers happy, it is to try and get people to spend money. So the reason they made it harder to get tokens is so you have to grind longer, meaning you have to use more oil. Hopefully you'll run out of oil, and especially in the last few hours of the event where you're like, dang, I have 600 tokens, but I only have a couple hours left. I need to spend money to get more oil to get these tokens. That's what they were going for, and I'm sure they had some success with that. Okay, the second thing I didn't like was not necessarily related to the event, but just the increased playtime. Like, I logged so many hours, I consciously tried not to keep track because I would hate myself for it. I logged tons of hours on this game over this event. And in doing that, it highlighted some serious issues. The biggest one in my mind being pathfinding for the S13s. Holy cow. Because back to the thing I just said about rationing, about using oil. When you're running these attacks, you're trying to do it as efficiently as possible, running specific routes to take the least damage, which makes you use the least oil, which makes you be able to attack more. And when you can be attacking with your S13s, and all of a sudden one S13 will just do something. It'll, like, I've had times where I'll go to attack a turret, and as you know, I have my S13s are always divided into at least 2 squads. So I'll have all my units selected, tell them to attack a defense platform, and one squad will do exactly like it's supposed to do, go up, stop at max range, start attacking the tower, and the other squad will just kind of keep going all the way past the tower and keep going. And there's other little things, like they'll spread out very inconsistently. I'll have one S13 that might just for some reason take a half-mile detour through some landmines. It's really frustrating. Other units have this problem too. Infantry, oddly enough, does not seem to have as much of a problem, though I didn't use infantry as much, so maybe I just wasn't exposed to it. But the light vehicles and heavy vehicles definitely have some major pathfinding issues. So let's try and find a third thing that I didn't like about this event. Honestly, I'm having a little trouble. This event was really good. It really was. I enjoyed this event probably more than any event I played in the original War Commander. It was seriously just amazing. Very good. If anyone that's watching this is under... So, for this entire event, I was in the level 14, or is it 17? I think it's 14 to 27 is the category I was in, but I don't know if it's like 14 or 17. Anyway, if there was anyone in a category in the category under that, the 10 to 17, yeah, I think it's 10 to 17 areas, tell me what your base was like. If it was easier, I assume it would be for y'all to be able to take it on, but we'll just be kind of interested if y'all had any trouble with it. That good stuff. But yeah, I can't think of a third thing I didn't like. This event overall was really good. It was just the token getting seemed a little bit sparse, and the S13s doing whatever they wanted many times was frustrating, especially when you're attacking the actual event base, because just living in fear that you'll click on something and your S13s will just run by it and get wrecked by a railgun or something. That's the worst fear ever. Because when you're dealing with only having so many redeploy tokens that you ground for like 3 hours for, and it can all be wiped out by your stupid S13s doing something wrong, that's just a very stressful feeling. Anyway, so like I said, let me know what you guys think were the highlights of this event, and anything kicks I could have done better, because I would like your opinions. Just to know. I like knowing what y'all think. So, if y'all liked it, oh hey, in the background you may see there is a preview of this Command Center Level 5 base layout I have. I may tweak it a little bit. I'm going to wait and see how people do when they attack me. May post a video on that later. But until next time, have a happy Monday.